Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, lovers and seekers. Let's get cracking. Our fragment this evening has a headline that reads, Breaking Bad, and the body of this fragment reads as follows: Bad habits are hard to break, and good ones are hard to fake. Let's get started, shall we? 1. The first clause, the gravity of the bad habits are hard to break. This is familiar, almost proverb-like. But it is not merely repetition of cultural wisdom. It's a statement of inertia. Habits, by their nature, are grooves worn into behavior, thought, and response. A bad habit is not simply one that causes harm. It's one that does so while supplying its own defense against change. Think of a habit as a riverbed carved over time. Water naturally follows it. Even if the water is polluted, the effort to redirect it is immense. The sediment of repetition holds its form. In the human realm, bad habits have their own stubborn chemistry. They satisfy something, a craving, a fear, a boredom. They provide predictable relief or stimulation, even if the cost is high. And the body or mind that grows accustomed to them will resist their absence, like an addict resists sobriety. 2. Resistance to change. Why hard to break? Because habits work in loops. Trigger, routine, reward. Breaking a habit means confronting not only the routine but the hidden payoff. If the habit provides comfort, distraction, or a sense of control, then removing it leaves a void. That void is intolerable until something else fills it. The struggle isn't just to stop doing the thing. It's to live without what the thing was supplying, or to replace it with something that meets the same need without the same damage. 3. The nature of bad in the context of habit. In the Zero Friction Machine Company's way of thinking, bad is not a moral adjective alone. It's an operational one. A bad habit is one that works against the intended mission of the machine. It introduces drag, misalignment, waste of energy. Some bad habits don't look bad in ordinary terms. They might even look disciplined or admirable from the outside, but inside the operational frame they corrode. Perfectionism can be such a habit. So can constant self-deprecation. The label bad is about its effect on the total system. 4. The second clause, the weight of the good. And good ones are hard to fake. This is where the fragment turns. The and stands alone for a reason. It's not just adding information, it's separating two worlds. Good habits, the ones that align with integrity, resilience, health, have an authenticity to them that resists counterfeiting. To fake a good habit means to simulate the outer form without the inner reality, and people can only keep that up for so long before the hollowness shows. 5. Why good ones resist imitation. Good habits tend to be built on lived conviction, not mere convenience. They are internalized behaviors that arise from a deep-set alignment between values and action. You cannot fake going to the gym every morning for long unless some deeper shift has already taken hold. You cannot fake kindness consistently unless some part of the heart has bent toward compassion. The longer one tries to simulate a habit without its internal foundation, the more energy is consumed in the simulation itself until the cost is too high and the act collapses. 6. The double barrier. Here's where the fragment's quiet wisdom surfaces. Bad habits are hard to break, meaning the destructive is resistant to elimination. Good habits are hard to fake, meaning the constructive is resistant to imitation without transformation. Together, these form a kind of double barrier to personal change. The harmful resists departure. The beneficial resists arrival without authenticity. 7. The hinge of the and, that and. As a standalone sentence is rare in casual speech. It forces a pause, a moment of recognition that these two truths are connected but not interchangeable. The pause is a fulcrum. The mind is asked to carry the weight of one truth in one hand, then lift the other. Both are heavy. 8. Implications for character. This fragment offers a kind of diagnostic tool. If one sees someone performing admirable routines, the question is, are these truly good habits or simulations of them? Time will reveal the answer. Good habits, when genuine, become effortless. not because they require no energy, but because the energy flows from conviction rather than constant self-monitoring. On the other side, the persistence of bad habits signals not just weakness, but often the presence of a deeper unmet need. To attack the habit directly without addressing that need is to invite relapse. 9. The Zero Friction Machine Company perspective. From a ZFMC standpoint, this fragment reads like an operational field note on human behavioral engineering. If an operator wants to change the course of a subject's actions, to dismantle a bad habit, one must not only disrupt the surface behavior, but introduce a frictionless alternative that meets the same underlying need. To install a good habit, one must seed conviction first, alter the subject's perception of value, before attempting to overlay the new routine. Without these preconditions, the mission fails, the bad remains, the good is faked, and the system remains unchanged. 10. Time is a factor. Both truths in the fragment are time-bound. Bad habits deepen with repetition. Good habits require sustained authenticity to survive. The operator who understands this treats time as a shaping tool, not a passive background. Repetition is the forge. Both ruin and virtue are made in its heat. 11. The camouflage problem. The hardest battlefield is where bad habits are disguised as good, and good habits are dismissed as irrelevant. Social perception can be easily fooled in the short term. A person might mimic generosity for reputation or discipline for approval without either being a genuine habit. This is where hard to fake becomes a long-game diagnostic. The counterfeit will eventually fray. 12. Philosophical stakes at its root. The fragment is about authenticity and resistance. The human condition is such that decay has momentum, and growth requires alignment. The fight to break bad habits is a fight against inertia. The fight to build good habits is a fight for congruence between inner and outer worlds. 13. Practical application for the field operator, or for anyone working in the realm of human change. The fragment suggests, never assume breaking is easy simply because starting was easy. Never trust the appearance of the good until time has tested it. Recognize that both breaking and making habits require an understanding of underlying structures, not just surface actions. 14. Closing reflection. This fragment, though small, contains a tension field, destruction that clings to life, and construction that resists imitation. It is a portrait of the human struggle between what is entrenched and what is aspirational. And the philosopher's conclusion? Breaking bad requires more than willpower. It requires redesign. Building good requires more than performance. It requires truth.